Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. I invite you and welcome you guys tonight after a long time, tonight at Friday night. And I have a very special guest with me. And actually, I never had such a young guest with me before that. So I welcome you, Yusuf. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, Yusuf, first of all, as I said, I'm so excited to have you on this panel because I never had such a young teenager and mashallah, such a successful, kid joining my panel. So I am actually very excited. And you're just like, like my son. So I am super excited to have
Mhm.
you.
Excited to be here.
Yes. So we are going to talk about mental health stigma. And this cause is extremely closer and dear to my heart because I've been working with psychology and social issues all my life, and seeing a young youth like you getting involved specifically now is such an important thing. So first of all, let me ask you, so I know that in such a young age, first of all, tell us about yourself. How old are you, what are you doing educationally? Let's start from there.
All right, so my name is Yusuf. I'm 16 years old and I go to a private school called Pioneer Academy. It's in Wayne, New Jersey. Um, I like swimming and I like hanging out with my friends.
Oh, awesome. So actually, when you say you like swimming, you are actually on a professional level. You're not
Yeah,
just a little bit,
a little, a little bit.
yes, it's I know how humble you are.
Yeah.
You don't want to boast about it, but I know your mom is so proud, and you know how we mothers, we boast about our kids, but it's not
Yeah,
boasting. I know that you are on a team, um, and Pioneer is a very good school, so it's been very prestigious. So you are a junior right now.
yes.
Okay. And what made you come up with this organization? And actually tell us the name about the organization and
All right, so
right.
our organization is called Free the Bird. It's a mental health initiative that is designed to raise awareness for mental health stigma. And for those who don't know what mental health stigma is, it's basically like the negative thoughts around mental health. And it could go to the point where someone believes that it just doesn't exist. And it's very common among immigrant parents. Actually, the idea wasn't mine. It was my best friend's. His name is Adnan, who I've known for a very long time. He came up to me with the idea because we've both had our fair share of mental health experiences in the past, and he just wanted to create this organization to give a voice to the youth like us, to reach out about their feelings and reach for help, because in today's world our youth are very scared and very shy to come out asking for help. And that's what the stigma has to do with it, because the stigma makes them very scared to come out, especially when they're receiving the stigma from someone they love, like their parents or a sibling.
Absolutely. You actually, nailed it at the right place. Yeah, yeah, and you said it in such a beautiful way. Yes, it is a stigma by itself, and specifically coming from an immigrant, background, and then plus you guys are the firstborn here.
Yeah.
There's another, uh, challenges going on, parents being not born here, and then a home culture is being different, and school
Yeah.
culture is being different, and culture and religious, so much pressure
Hmm.
comes up, and it takes a lot to come for anyone to come and talk about it,
Of
specifically for
course.
youth. So I really really appreciate and understand. So the name, you said the name is Free the Bird.
Be the bird, yes.
Who how did you came up with that?
So my friend Adnan, he actually came up with that name. And so the bird basically signifies someone being free and freely talking about their mental health. So that's what our goal is to free the bird, allowing others to talk about their mental health and be like free and open with it.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm gonna go to our audience. We actually have Corinne. Corinne is actually one of my previous colleague, a big time advocate of mental health stigma, and she's commenting. I'm excited to join on
Mhm.
such an important topic. We are in this journey together to break the mental health stigma,
Hmm.
community empowerment, proud friend, uh, and completely understand from where she's coming, because she's also have done the fellowship on Montclair State from Infinite
Oh, that's amazing.
Mental Health. So I know that the information that you sent me, it says that Free the Bird is a mental health initiative founded by the youth for the youth.
Correct.
And to make the conversation easier,
Mm.
um, how difficult was it to have a conversation? Because I know it is difficult. They don't want to talk, but I think let's talk about because you guys are a youth group,
Yeah.
how hard it is, and you guys have done a couple of things so far. So let's talk.
Yes. So far we have a team of around, I believe, like it's 10 to 15 people. I'm not sure of the exact number.
Mhm,
And we were trying to like come up with these projects and ideas, to basically put our name out there and to allow others to know that we're a resource. If there's like any help they need, they can reach out. And not just to us, there's so many other nonprofit organizations like us who do the same thing, but we're here just to create a voice. And like you said, it was a little bit difficult because as youth we're not taken very seriously in
mhm,
this world. And this is why we made Free the Bird, because we wanted to be taken seriously, because mental health among youth is a very important thing. And if the youth don't have help, then they're going to resort to other things like drugs and suicide, which are at an all-time high right now for youth.
absolutely. Absolutely, you're right. It's on a very high going on with
Yeah.
suicide rate. Drugs were there always, with that youth group.
Yeah.
But suicide, and whenever the suicide rate is high, that shows the level of frustration and failure, self sense of no worth.
Mm.
And because and nowadays there are a couple of things going on. So I have seen TikTok and on the
Yeah.
other things, how things can be a trend, and suicide is a kind of a trend. You tell me if
Fortunately, yeah.
okay. So there were, when I was doing little research on it, there was like 15 cases
Hmm.
that kids have followed. And just to
Yeah.
take, let me try to commit suicide and take my life. And
Yeah.
thinking of that actually person have died. So but that sense of less worth to yourself, and the seriousness behind it, that what, if I'm going to try, it's actually going to happen.
Hmm.
That reality, and the disconnect from reality. Want to talk a little bit of that? Where do you think is the disconnect happening?
Can you like elaborate on that? What do you mean by disconnect?
So what I mean, that say for instance, I didn't want it to compare, but let's just compare that.
Hmm.
I'm in my middle age. I'm not going to
Okay.
give my number. A woman hates to give the number. And you're in your youth. So if I have to decide of doing something, I'm going to think twice.
Of course,
And
yeah.
I know as a young person, they're more of a risk taker, and they're going to go ahead and do it.
Mhm.
But beside both of those things, there's always a sense of reality in
Mhm.
any age. So
Yeah.
somebody say, "Oh, you're going to just jump the bridge." People won't do that. But I see that um, the youth is, because of the rate of suicide has increased, just because there's a trend going on TikTok. People are doing that. Somebody did that. A movie star has committed suicide. So, oh, okay, I am depressed, I'm going to do it too. So
Mhm.
that sense of staying away from the reality of actual danger and doing it is increasing. So that's what I wanted to talk. That where do you think is that disconnect is? And it's not just one or two people. A couple of people have been trying to do that. the
Yeah.
the rate is
So
increasing.
it's like, how you mentioned, it's like it's a trend. People think that it's gonna like help solve their problems when really it's not. It's just transferring, like the pain and the emotion to someone else, because after you're gone, how is your mom going to feel? How are your parents going to feel? How is your loved one going to feel if you don't have parents? Like anyone that you had like a relationship to, they're going to feel it. Even if the relationship wasn't that close, they're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe, it happened. And, what's really scary is that it's very common nowadays. And it's like there's nothing we can do to stop it as youth except spread the word, reach out to, these organizations that are giving the opportunity to the youth, like to be helped.
Mhm.
And that's really all we can do, because, it's there's no other solution.
Okay, absolutely. You're so right about it. So, anything that you think of which is going to be helpful in your organization so far, what have you done, like, outreach wise, and what can be helpful that, now you're on social media, so this is your time to talk to internationally on big level on many people.
Yeah, I know. So we had a talk with the Wayne board. They also reach out to us with resources, and they also had us give us opportunities to go and talk in like these youth groups. We've also done the founder of Free the Bird, Adnan. He's also done an interview on a news channel. I forgot which one it was,
Okay.
but what we're trying to do right now is just get the message out and create awareness around not just only our organization, but like the topic of mental health stigma itself.
Hmm.
And we just are looking for the opportunities to go talk and like spread the message to everyone who needs to know, not just youth, because youth are the victims in this situation, but the parents who need to like what's it called, need to be educated on this topic, because immigrant parents coming from foreign countries, they didn't take mental health that seriously over there. And I can tell from experience, because my mom, she came from Egypt, and it wasn't that big of a deal over there. And whenever we come to the topic of mental health, she doesn't really know what to do, because it's not like in her expertise. And so that's what we're just trying to do. We're trying to educate and create awareness for, just the stigma around mental health.
Yeah, you're right. Because back home, if everything is kulu khalas, there is no
Yeah.
problem. Mafi mishkila. There is everything. Drink shy. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So let me come to the audience. We have a couple of people joining us here. I have. I'm sorry if I say the wrong name, pronunciate the name wrong. Kaider. Then Cynthia, Christy. Great topic. Mariam, your mom is saying great. Of course, she's gonna say it. We have Adnan here. He's saying for more information. I think that's your other partner,
That's the founder. Yeah.
founder. Thank you, Adnan, for joining us. And he's saying for more information on Free the Bird, visit the website. It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
.com, Free the Bird, and Instagram as
Yeah.
well. And we have Hiba, which is saying very nice topic. And Adnan is giving the, director at feedthebird.org.
That's the email, yeah. If like anyone wants to reach out with us, if they have any questions, any of the opportunities they would like to give us, just
Okay.
reach out to that email.
Okay. And we have Samir also saying great. Karen is saying, congratulations, Yusuf. This is impressive at such a young age. You're leading and being the voice for the youth. Amir Hamza is saying thumbs up, you know. Fadin is saying, mashallah, Yusuf. Awar is saying, awesome, awesome call. So we've got so much support, and we need way more support. So you tell me, Yusuf, this is your shout out time.
Mhm.
What would you need, would be helpful? I guess if people want to give, donation, or if you want to help you in money wise, or what would be you need, because I know you're a junior. So if we can get good resumes and good things which can
Yeah.
carry you in a better way for application and things, you have to think in more than one way. So go ahead.
Yeah, like for now, like I said, we just need the opportunities to come to these events and like, talk about it. And you've invited me to the speak at the International Women's Day in March, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to talk to, the Free the Bird team about it. We're going to come and talk about it. And we just need more opportunities like that. And in like regards to donation, we are a registered nonprofit, but I'm not
Awesome.
sure if we are receiving donations yet. Whoever would like to donate, just email, and Adnan, the director, he'll talk to you about it and see how the process goes.
So yes, let me answer it on behalf of you. You are receiving donations.
No, we haven't received any yet.
Okay, but you're going to be starting to receive if anybody.
Hopefully, yeah.
So I'm going to say this on behalf of you and your organization and Adnan. These are younger kids, our kids, and for anything when an organization starts, you need funding, you need to do things, you need to do advertisement and things like that. So we have Imal Faud, so proud of you, Yusuf. Shahi, um, he's saying good. Samir, lots of hearts and kisses. Mohsin is saying what it takes to free the birds. Okay, I think that's
That's
an
my
inside
uncle.
joke. Okay, it looks like must be your mom's brother.
Yeah, it's my aunt's husband. Yeah.
Okay, Khalu?
Yeah, my
Khali.
fellow. Yeah.
Khali. Okay, awesome. Amir Hamza is saying, so proud of you, Yusuf. Awar is saying, thank you, Amber, for sounding free the bird. Okay. Habiba is saying, so proud of you. My cousin Amal is saying, love you, Yusuf. Amia is saying, so proud of you. Okay. Corinne is saying, I agree with the education, our families on mental health, and to be okay, not to be, and not to be okay. There's nothing wrong in seeking professional help, and this is only the beginning, making it this new norm to talk about the emotions. That's absolutely right.
Hmm.
So I want to talk about serious things. Let's talk about, because this topic is that's
Yeah.
so when you see, and I'm sure, because I'm gonna speak of, there's no point of speaking when you can't speak from heart. My mom was a healthcare provider, both parents. My mom went through psychological trauma, and I am aware of it. To be more careful when you just have to be more careful. But still, um, when it comes to parents and kids, it is difficult. So I know it's easier to talk with friends, but when it comes to family members, what is your advice to youth?
So my advice to youth, because especially when it comes to, not just family members, say when it comes to parents, especially immigrant parents, it's kind of hard to get the message across because they're not going to take you seriously most of the time, because back in their countries it wasn't that big of a problem, but here it is. So, my advice to them is, if you can't talk to your parents or like, someone who doesn't understand you, talk to someone who does. Just talking about it out, like, just getting it out there, talking to someone about it, letting out your feelings and emotions is like its own therapy. That's why we have therapy sessions. What happens in therapy sessions? You go and talk to someone and they give you advice. Even if the person can give you advice, just talking about it makes you like feel even a little bit better.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you talking about this, because most of the time what happens that they would seek a religious advice. Everything becomes, if something is happening, go to your religious leader. It can be an imam or pandit or a priest,
Yeah.
and go through that. Not that religious advices are bad. Of course, that's spiritual help, but they're not professionals in helping us. um, I see some other questions. Walid, love you. Biggie is saying awesome. Amir Hamza is saying, what should parents do to help their kids? That's a very good question.
That is a very good question. What parents should do to help their kids? Just make them feel like comfortable, make them feel like you're there whenever you need like someone to talk to, because sometimes they don't know what to do, right? And if they're too like scared to approach you, you approach them and they just be like, is there anything going on? Is there anything you want me to like talk about to me? It's like the little things that make them feel better, because most of the time parents, all they talk about to their children is oh, are you doing good in school? How are your grades? how's like, everything going. That's all they care about. But that really takes a toll on someone's mental health, especially if you're a youth at my age, where you have SATs and APs and like all these tests and college applications going on. It really takes a toll on, like, someone's mental health. Sometimes they just feel like, you know just to give up. I don't want to do anything in my life. That's it. This is too stressful for me. And one's mental health is like priority, you know,
Mhm.
because without mental health, everything falls. It's like, it's like the structure of a building, right? Without it, everything falls. So for parents, all you need to do is just talk to your children.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, great analogy. It's a structure. So, what if the what if the parent is not on the same page? The understanding is not there. And the other thing is that I know you said that for the parents is, did you eat? Are you doing good in school? And they are unaware of the importance. And at the same time,
Hmm.
the communication is not at that level that they can talk more than that.
Yeah.
So, or what would be the red flags for parents? Because you guys are smarter,
Yeah.
way smarter, technology and everything. You guys know how to do things like this. For us, it will take such long time. So, anything which you can give us as tips.
Um, so personally, I use this tip a lot, especially with my mom, who doesn't, we're not always on the same page. If I can't get a message through to her, I find someone who can. I'll call my aunts, I'll call my uncles, I'll have them talk to her, because they tend to be more understanding, especially because I'm not like, the direct son. So they're gonna, vouch for me and stuff. And if another solution is that if you can't find someone to talk to your parents, find someone in general to talk to. Like I mentioned before, it could be
Mhm.
your best friend, school counselor, guidance counselor. It doesn't matter, but at
Mhm.
least there's someone to talk to.
Find someone,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's the key point. I absolutely agree with this. What if is there any difference if when the parents are separated or divorced and you going visiting
Yes,
two different families?
that definitely. And I'm talking from personal experience, because my parents divorced when I was very little. So the divorce, especially like when you're in my age, because you tend to remember it more. It definitely takes a toll on one's mental health, because you have to manage like basically these two different lifestyles, right? You have your mom and your dad, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's kind of like it's hard for like the person to adapt, because they're so used to their parents being together, and now that they're separated, it's like, my what do I do? Like, my parents are separated. I like, they want to feel the sense of comfort, and their sense of comfort usually comes from their parents being together, being a happy family and everything. Even if it's like the family's going through issues, at least everyone is together. But when it's separated, like that sense of like, happiness and like comfortableness is not there anymore.
So, do you think that families should just remain together, even if the just for the sake of parents, kids'
For the
comfort?
sake of the kids, even like if you're going through like a lot of trouble, just wait a little bit until like they're more mature, and like when they could handle themselves. Because right now, like especially at my age, we're still too young to handle ourselves. We're still underage. We still have like, a long way to go till like, we're able to handle ourselves. So if you're planning on getting divorced, wait a little, and like just be there for your children. It's like,
Okay.
it's very important. I'm telling you, it's very important for mental health.
Okay. Awesome analogy. Thanks for giving. Okay, let's come back to our audience. Alur is saying amazing advice. Karin is saying great advice and great questions. Shamia is saying I have my daughter abused her from father and still go because and still going to the court. That's what I think she's trying to say.
Mhm.
And yes, that is, my heart goes out for you, for your
Definitely.
kids, because that is if the father is abusing, that's so.
Yeah, I went through the same exact experience. I was abused by my father when I was little, on up until, when I just decided not to go anymore, because
Mhm.
I couldn't handle it. And eventually, my mom took him to court, and I just, what's it called? It's like it's taken like a toll on me, because I grew up without a father. I had to teach all, like, all the things of growing up and being a man to myself. I had no one there to teach me, right? Especially living in a household where it's usually all women. So either my mom, like my mom's here, my grandma's here, I'm the only man in the house. So I had to teach all these things, especially like one of the funny things, I had to teach myself how to shave. And the first few times I messed up so bad, but thank God, I had some people that were there like to guide me, because I have a lot of father figures in my life, like my uncles, my family friends, and they've been like really there supportive.
I'm so proud of you, Yusuf. I know I'm saying on the screen that, how much I appreciate you, and I love you as my son. It gives me pride to see such a great example coming out of, when you see that you had a, difficult childhood, and as you are so grown that you can speak about it, and you can be such a great voice for so many of them, because many times kids are so mad and angry for things going on in their lives, in their personal life, and they just, keep the anger inside. And
Yeah.
you are such a great example for all those kids who are going through. And then I know you just said it, if parents are going through divorce, they should stick around, but you gave an example that if the child is going through violence, then at that time, whichever parent it is has to take step in and get out of that relationship, because at that time it is hampering your safety, your mental health, and everything. So I think what your mom did, she did a great job as whatever she could, and then you are amazingly doing a great job today talking about it and being such a great example. We are missing a lot of uh, questions. There's people are commenting and throwing love at you, Yusuf. Most of them is your well wishers. What role you want from school teachers or counselors to help youth that has mental health um, challenges?
um yeah, this is actually a very serious topic, because as a junior, I'm very like overloaded and stressed with school right now.
Hmm.
For teachers, all they can do is just just show a sense of sympathy for, like, what's it called, for the student, because you don't know what the student's going through as a teacher. Okay, maybe they have problems at home, maybe their parents are going through a divorce and stuff like that. So you have to, like, make sure that in a learning environment that the students are comfortable, right? And don't overload them, because they have, I'm telling, like, 100%, they have other stuff to do. That you're like, one teacher is just one. There's other classes, other extracurriculars, other activities they have to do. And balancing that schedule, it's like very hard for a student. And sometimes they just decide not to do anything. That's when, like, the problems in mental health kick in, because they get anxiety, they feel depressed, they don't want to do all, like, they don't want to do anything because of how much work they have to do. And that's actually relates to my friend Adnan, who started this organization. um he had a panic attack because of all, like, the things that were going on in his life. His uncle just recently passed away. He started high school, he had a lot of work to do, and he had a panic attack in the middle of the road, and they had to rush him to the hospital.
Wow.
That's so, for teachers, that's what I'm saying, make sure, like, you have a sense of sympathy. And if, like, you don't have to do this, but if you want, take the time out of the day to talk to your students, just, like, like, have a conversation with them, see
Mhm.
what's going on in their life, see how you can, like, help them with their learning experience. It's really not that difficult, but just don't overload them with too much work.
You're absolutely right, and such a good advice coming from a student itself, because the pressure does come from academic institution, and coming from a teacher is going to soothe you more than coming from a parent.
Definitely, because most students, they see these teachers as, a second family, sort of, because they
Yeah,
see them every day, right? So they see them as someone they might look up to.
yeah, like a role model.
Mhm.
And more questions. Fatia is saying, but that then, okay, I can't read because maybe it's in Arabic, English. Great advice, such a wise insight. Awesome. Shamia is saying some parents are selfish, leave everything for mom. Okay. Brave mom, brave son, mashallah. Imal is saying, I believe if if you youth can build a supportive system amongst yourself, then you are not alone to do the best for yourself with what you have. That's such a beautiful,
Yeah.
a comment and true. Your mom's, mashallah, Fawad is, you're proud. Um, Walid is saying, thank you, Amber. Corinne is saying, thank you, Amber. Shamia is saying, God bless you. I think you have bad experience, but God give you everything, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Ruby is, yeah, alhamdulillah. Ruby is saying, when we share our truth, we save lives. That is very true. Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Ruby.
Yeah, Rumi, he's also a member of Free the Bird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So see, it's coming from a shared cause and shared
Yeah.
person, love. Karen is agreeing with Ruby. Such important point. Have empathy, have sympathy, teachers. Lots of love and people are. I know we are over our time, but Yusuf, I wish you the very best and everyone out. March 12th is Women's International Day. Channel 52 is celebrating, and we are having different panels, and I am inviting Yusuf and other committee members for youth to come and join. And we are actually giving the highest panel when all the panels will be finishing, the last one for you guys to take, because we believe our future is our youth.
Yeah.
So, and everyone out there, free the bird. We want to see more donations coming out there. We want to help our kids, and and I wish you all the best, Yusuf. Thank you so much for joining us,
Thank you for
and
having me. Yeah.
yeah, and many, many more. Thank you so much.